for the FCT, and his team, that I welcome all of you tonight as we bask in the magnificence and glory of the city gate. I welcome all of you. Let me invite here the acting executive secretary of the FCDA, who will now tell us what it took to remodel it. Please, Engineer Richard Jonathan Daudo, please welcome.
President of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here represented by the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, ranking members of the National Assembly that are here and other members, both serving and former. His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, CON, the Honorable Minister of State FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, Area Council Chairmen that are present here, other top government officials and functionaries present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, kindly permit me to align with the protocol established by the Director of Ceremony as I welcome you all. Your Excellency, the Abuja City Gate Monument is unarguably the city's most iconic landmark that is easily recognizable within and outside the shores of Nigeria. It stands tall and majestic, beckoning residents and visitors alike to experience the warm embrace of the city's hospitality. It has been commonplace to see this iconic structure in movies and documentaries as Nigerians identify with their capital city. Your Excellency, this monument was built specifically to commemorate the movement of the federal government from Lagos to Abuja in 1991. Designed as a ceremonial pavilion and welcoming monument representing unity and hospitality, its features include two inverted arched reinforced concrete blocks connected by a central beam which has Nigeria's coat of arms, and above it is the map of the FCT suspended by steel cables. Precisely 12 December 1991, the three arms of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, all gathered here and were received in this city gate with military parades and cultural performances, marking the official transition from Lagos to Abuja. In the years that followed, notable personalities, including several heads of state, have been received at the city gate, including giving the key to Abuja. Over the years, Your Excellency, it was left neglected, especially as plans were underway to move the city gate to a geographically more accurate location and more spacious location along the Airport Expressway, just by the interchange at the junction of Kuje Road, FCT 105, with the Airport Express. It thus gradually became a shadow of its former elegance, leaving much to be desired. The landscape elements around were left unattended, and the Nigerian coat of arms had faded off, while the external finishing of the monument itself had begun to succumb to adverse weather conditions. Your Excellency, in seeking to restore the city gate to a standard befitting of the modern and evolving city, comparable to monuments and landmarks in cities around the world, the FCT administration, under the leadership of Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, undertook its rehabilitation and remodeling. The contract for the beautification and remodeling of Abuja City Gate was awarded to Mr. Julius Berger PLC in November 2025, and work commenced immediately. The scope of works for the project includes earthworks, civil works, road works, and pavement works, that is walkways and asphalt overlay. We have concrete walks. You see concrete benches and planters, as well as retaining walls. We have dry synchronized fountain with 37, each of the nozzles representing the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, all covered with colors and tiles forming the shape of the Nigerian map. We have water supply facilities, storage tanks, as well as soft and hard elements of landscaping. We have an electrical power supply, both from public and from alternative sources. We also have monument rehabilitation, which was done, including the coat of arms and the illumination from all sides of it. Pedestrian access control was also provided to protect the city gates, rehabilitated city gates. We have 3 porta cabins that are retrofitted to provide food vending when necessary, and also ticketing, as well as toilets. We have car parking for more than 60 cars also. Your Excellency, the project is completed and ready for commissioning, and to host and receive Abuja residents and visitors alike to a scenic ambience and lush surroundings. During the execution of the works, many Nigerians were, some directly and some indirectly. The completion of the works adds to the elegance, scenic beauty and majesty of the Abuja City Gate. It is certain to become the most preferred location for sightseeing and memorable photo shots, or just a simple walk in the park. Your Excellency, welcome to the remodeled Abuja City Gate. We thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Adbn for the privilege to be part of this historic project. Thank you for coming, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Engineer Dauda. I agree with you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you know, landmarks such as this possess a significance that extends far beyond their physical form. They become part of a city's identity. They shape its image and they preserve its memory. Maybe all of this was taken into cognizance when Julius Berger was designing and remodeling. Let me welcome here the Managing Director of Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, Dr. Pierre Lubesh, to speak to us.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, represented here today by the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Oloremi Tinubu, CON. Your Excellency, the Honourable Minister of FCT, Chief Barrister Newsom Bika, CON. Your Excellency, the Honourable Minister of State of FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmood. Excellencies, Honourables, Service Chiefs, Senior Officials here present, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to adopt the well-established protocol. It is sincerely with great honor and pride that I stand here today before you on behalf of Julius Berger Nigeria PLC to celebrate the new and improved Abuja City Gate. First and foremost, my deepest gratitude to Her Excellency, the First Lady, Senator Oloremi Tinubu, for joining us today. Thank you very much, Madam. Your presence today underlines the importance of making our public spaces vibrant and welcoming. We also celebrate Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which makes infrastructure transformations like this one possible. And definitely, we must also thank with a very special thank you, the Honourable Minister of FCT, Barrister Newsom Wike. Anyone who works with the minister knows his reputation. He simply does not sleep when there is a project to be finished, and he makes absolutely sure that his contractors don't sleep either. Your endless energy keeps us all on our toes and is rapidly transforming this territory for the better. Thank you very much, sir. Standing here on Airport Road, we know this gate is much more than reinforced concrete. Erected in 1991 under General Ibrahim Babangida, it celebrated the historic move of our capital from Lagos to Abuja. Having lived in Abuja during these very early days from 1987 to 1991, I have had the privilege of watching this city grow from the ground up. Passing under these iconic arches and seeing the Nigerian flag as well as the coat of arms is a proud reminder of the nation's strength, diversity and shared heritage. Julius Berger proudly helped build the original monument by that time more than three decades ago. Being trusted to return and revitalize it today is a true privilege. Our goal was simple: preserve its proud history while upgrading it into a modern space for the future. Today we unveil the completely transformed public space where families and visitors can relax. The highlight is the new fountain system featuring 37 nozzles, symbolically representing the 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory, together as a beautiful symbol of our national unity. The project also incorporated extensive landscaping, modern illumination systems, pedestrian-friendly walkways, seating areas, and supporting infrastructure designed to provide comfort, accessibility, and long-term sustainability. For over 60 years, Julius Berger has been a proud partner in Nigeria's growth. We don't just build structures, we build spaces that inspire communities. Once more, I thank you for your trust and confidence placed in our great company. May this remodeled city gate always stand as a welcoming symbol of unity, prosperity, and hope. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria, long live the FCT, long live Adbn. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.
May God bless you too. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, by virtue of her position and office, totally believes that Abuja is more than the seat of government. That Abuja is a meeting place of our national aspiration. A city conceived to reflect. Let me welcome here the Honorable Minister of State for FCT, Dr.
Your Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented today by the First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Chairperson of the Renewed Hope Initiative, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the Mother of the Nation. All members of the National Assembly that are here with us, His Excellency the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Ezemoye Sumwike, CON, the Life Venture. Chairman and CEO of Nigeria, please permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. It is with profound gratitude and a deep sense of honor that I rise today to deliver a vote of thanks at this memorable and historic occasion. The official commissioner of the remodeled Abuja City Gate, graciously performed by the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON. On behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, and His Excellency Barrister Ezenwo Yensumwike CON, the management and staff of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, and indeed the good people of FCT, I wish to express our heartfelt appreciation to Her Excellency, the Mother of the Nation, Senator Oluremi Tinubu CON, for her presence, honoring us with her presence at this special occasion, to commission this iconic and symbolic landmark of our national capital. Your Excellency, your presence here today has not only added color, dignity, and national significance to this event, but has also further underscored your unwavering commitment to national renewal, urban transformation, and the promotion of projects that strengthen our collective pride as Nigerians. In a very special way, permit me to profoundly and commend and also appreciate the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu CON, for her exceptional service to our nation, her compassionate leadership, and also her enduring support for initiatives that uplift communities and inspire hope among Nigerians. Thank you, Mommy, for coming. We appreciate you and we love you all the time. May I also respectfully pay a glowing tribute to His Excellency President Bola Tinubu. His visionary leadership and renewed hope agenda continue to provide the policy direction and political will for the ongoing transformation of the Federal Capital Territory. Mr. President's steadfast commitment to rebuilding infrastructure, restoring the beauty and functionality of Abuja, and investing in projects that reflect the dignity and prestige of our capital city is both inspiring and also commendable. I must equally express our profound gratitude to His Excellency Barrister Ezenwo Yensumwike, Mr. President, whose dynamic leadership, encourage and determined drive for infrastructure renewal that continue to refine the landscape of the Federal Capital Territory. Under his watch, Abuja is witnessing a remarkable rebirth through rehabilitation, construction and reconstruction, also completion of critical projects designed to restore the city to its original master plan and give residents renewed confidence in our government. Let me also sincerely appreciate all the distinguished guests that are here, senior government officials, traditional rulers, members of the diplomatic corps, development partners, stakeholders, members of the media, all the invited guests that have honored us with their presence at this special event. Your support, goodwill, and continued partnership remain invaluable to the success of the development and rights being recorded at the FCT. We say thank you for coming. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let me welcome the man remodeling not just here, but the entire FCT. Please welcome the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Dr.
Your Excellency, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Adbn Tinubu, Commander of the Order of the Niger. Distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives that are here, the Honorable Minister of State FCT, our dear leaders from the various political parties that are here, the acting executive secretary of the FCDA, head of service, permanent secretaries, mandate secretary, all of you that are here, our dear market women, our dear youth, the managing director of Julius Berger PLC, and members of the management team, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, the mother of the nation, let me join the Honorable Minister of State to welcome you to this very important this morning. It started raining. I came here to see what they were doing this afternoon. My management staff, one of the staff of Jamaica said, I hope it does not rain. I went back to the house. Before I knew, it started raining. I said, whatever they do, we must commission this city gate today. And I thank you for being here. And let me use the opportunity to once more thank you, appreciate you. What I'm going to say today, people may be happy, people may not be happy. But the truth is that we must always tell ourselves the simple truth. It has never been in our mind. We have heard government come and go. This has been here for years. Even me, I was a Minister of State Education before I became a supervising minister. Today, Minister of FCT, I have never imagined, I've never thought, nobody has even come to me to say, Mr. Minister, why do you have to leave this type of place like this that welcome the visitors to the city? Your Excellency, this is your brainchild. Let me say it here, you called me and they said, hold on for the First Lady. I said, wow, which wahala you gave me this? And you said, Minister, have you not been traveling? If you have been traveling, which I know you have been traveling, is it how other city gates look like? He said, no way you can beautify this place that anybody coming to Abuja will say, yes, indeed, I'm entering the capital city of a country. I said, no problem, I will do it. I did not talk about it again. 3 months later, you called me, Minister, is it that you didn't hear what I said, or if you don't want to do it, I'll go by myself and do it. I said, this is a serious matter. I called the ES FCDA. I said, listen, what again can we do in that place? Are we going to bring this thing down? He said, let's call Julius Berger. And we called Julius Berger, and they said, let's see what we can do. Give us 2-3 weeks. Let's think about what we can put in to make a difference. 2 weeks, I've not heard from Julius Berger. I called the ES, go and call Julius Berger that if I lose my job, they will also lose their job. So the managing director said, he said, look, we are working. It's not going to be easy, but we will achieve it. I said, okay, if you are going to achieve it, how many years will it take you? He said, well, since it looks like you're in a hurry, that by the 3rd year anniversary of Mr. President, you want the city gate to look different. I said, you know it very well. He said, okay. You know, we are very, very expensive. We'll do the work, but you pay us. I said, no wahala. Then they did the design. When I came here, while they were working, I don't understand what they were doing. They are digging ground here, digging here. I said, what are you doing? He said, take it easy. You will see what it will turn out to be. You have come here now. You look as if there's some simple. It's not simple. If you know what they put in here on ground, you will be marveled. I know that by the time Her Excellency commissions this remodeled city gate, and then you see the lighting, except somebody who does not like good thing. If anybody here likes good thing, and by the time she commissions this, and you see the waterfront and the lighting, you will know that to the glory of God, we have arrived. Now, I'm not the kind of person that talks about praises and praise, no. But let me say it clearly. Your Excellency, you may not like it, but the truth must be told. What is the office of the First Lady? Fill in the gaps. There are things you can imagine as a government. It never occurred to us that, look, yes, you are doing road, yes, you are building schools, but again, you should beautify your place. And you thought about it. I didn't waste time. He didn't say, give me the contract. I didn't say, I will go and bring somebody to do it. He said, listen, do this. It will help us. It will change the landscape of the area. That is the essence of Office of the First Lady. Fill in the gap. And all I'm saying is for people to emulate. It's for people to emulate the good things. How you have sat down in spite of all the tight schedules. You thought about this. How many people have been passing here? Virtually every day, millions of people. Nobody has approached us. But you thought it that, look, this is not befitting of a nation. I'm going to add something to the administration of my husband. Your Excellency, I want to thank you most sincerely. Thank you for contributing that today our city gate has changed. Some people will say, it's not other city gate. People who don't know anything. They don't know what's called beauty. They don't know what's called landscaping. But these are the same people, when they live here, they go to one small water fountain and take pictures and come and show us here. I was so place. You see how it is. Here is better than that place. And let me assure you that it is not going to be okay having commissioned it today, what to happen there. No. We are making an arrangement with Julius Berger to see that they take over the maintenance of this place so that we don't have anything to regret. And just like the Julius Berger MD had said, just on the other side is where you have the car parks. There's a provided for maybe a restaurant, toilets. Come here, people can do their marriages here, can do the entertainment here, take pictures, and go and tell them, I am in overseas. The overseas I am is Nigeria. So, I want to thank you. And let me also thank Mr. President. Yes, bringing out an idea is a different thing. And making sure that it is backed up with resources to accomplish it. This contract was awarded November last year. November last year. Today, we're in July, completed. If he did not make the resources available, it would have been difficult. That's why when people say, FCT, we are doing well. We are doing well because monkey they jump. Now we are three near tree. Maybe some of you may not understand where tree there. If the trees are not close, monkey cannot jump. If he jump, the leg will break. So it's like we are doing well. Yes, sir, we are doing well because we have a father who is backing us every time. That's all we are doing well. So I thank you. And on that note, I will invite you to talk to our people here and commission on behalf of your husband this city gate. Thank you and God bless you.
distinguished members of the National Assembly, my colleagues, both present, serving and former, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Barrister Ezinwo Nyesom Wike CON, the Honorable Minister of State for the FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud Bunkure, the Acting Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, Engineer Richard Yunana Daudu, management and staff of the FCDA, top government functionaries here present, the Managing Director of Julius Berger PLC, Mr. Per Lubash, I guess, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen of the press. His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR has asked me to represent him at this event this evening. I crave your indulgence to read his speech as follows. It gives me great pleasure to join you this evening for the commissioning of the remodeled Abuja City Gate. Today's event is particularly significant as it forms part of two important national milestones: the 3rd anniversary of our administration and the Golden Jubilee, that is the 50th anniversary of the Federal Capital Territory. I must note that there is no better time than this historic anniversary to remodel the Abuja City Gate, an iconic landmark that stands as a symbol of our national identity and serves as the gateway to our nation's capital. When we look at a nation's capital, it represents the heart of its people. Abuja is Nigeria's diplomatic and administrative center, where all 36 states meet. Therefore, our city gate is one of the major first impressions of this city that welcomes visitors, reflects the character of our people, and communicates the pride our nation takes in its capital. This newly remodeled Abuja City Gate, with its beautiful water fountain representing the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, tells every visitor and Nigerians arriving from the airport that they have entered a city built on unity, diversity, and shared aspirations. This city gate can proudly stand side by side with notable gateways and public monuments in many cities around the world. I commend the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Barrister Ezinwo Nyesom Wike CON, for remodeling the monument and for your relentless dedication to transforming the general ambience of the Federal Capital Territory. I also acknowledge the numerous infrastructural projects currently being undertaken across the capital city. Roads are being constructed and expanded, public spaces are being improved, and critical infrastructures are receiving renewed attention. When you share a vision with a man of action, you see results. Minister Wike, you have proven once again to be a true driver of the renewed hope agenda. I say well done. These efforts are contributing to the transformation of Abuja into a capital city that every Nigerian can be truly proud of, in line with our vision to build a nation that works for its people through purposeful leadership, modern infrastructure, sustainable development, and an improved quality of life. As we commission this city gate today, may she stand as an enduring symbol of renewal, progress, and national pride. May all who pass through her be reminded of the boundless potential of our nation and be inspired to contribute to its continued growth. To the residents of Abuja, I say congratulations, and I encourage you all to protect and preserve this landmark. Public infrastructure belongs to all of us, and its maintenance is a shared responsibility. I hereby officially commission the remodeled Abuja City Gate to the glory of God and for the benefit of all Nigerians and visitors to the capital city. God bless the Federal Capital Territory. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And
our special guest will be joining the First Lady to officially commission the remodeled City Gate. Now the magic will be unveiled. The light will flow. The water fountain will work. And the remodeled City Gate will become globally competitive.
Of Almighty God, I hereby commission the Abuja City Gate for the benefit of all Nigerians.
Okay.
Remodeled Abuja City Gate, officially commissioned by His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Today, Thursday, 9th of July, 2026.
Now the water fountain is working. The lights are shining. We'll have a group photograph and then the national anthem.
Sweet Mother, we never forget you, but even the things you did for us. Come on. Sweet Mother, we never forget
national anthem, please. The national anthem, please.
Adbn, a part of you.
Welcome to the Niger Delta, a region of incredible beauty and stark contrast. From its breathtaking landscapes to its rich cultural heritage, this is a place where history and modernity collide. But beneath this serene surface lies a story of struggle and resilience. The Niger Delta is the lifeblood of Nigeria's economy, home to vast oil reserves that fuel the nation, yet it is a land where the people fight for their share of the wealth. Join us on the program Niger Delta Today as we explore the heart of the Niger Delta, discover the vibrant cultures, the struggles for environmental justice, and the stories of the people who call this place home. This is the Niger Delta, a land of contrast, a story of resilience, a journey of hope. Don't miss our exclusive series, Niger Delta Today, every day at 12 noon, only on Adbn TV. Witness the untold stories, experience the journey, be part of the change.
Every second, a story breaks.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has formally presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly.
The nation reacts. The world shifts. History moves in real time. Before the noise, before the opinions. One screen keeps you connected. From the headlines shaking the nation to the stories everyone talks about tomorrow. Stream anytime, anywhere. When the story matters, you know where to turn. Adbn, a part of you. Adbn, a part of you.
Thank you for staying with us throughout the live coverage, and now we'll bring you the news. In our headlines, 282 more evacuees from South Africa expected in Lagos. Uba Sani-led council approves key development projects. Floods leave Akwa Ibom families counting losses. On the foreign scene, more than 1,000 protests eyes fatal shooting. In sport, Millier joins Arsenal on free transfer. I am Princess Ikeze. Now details of the news. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has urged members of the PBAT door-to-door movement to promote national unity, patriotism and constructive civic engagement as they mobilize grassroots support ahead of the 2027 general elections. He gave the charge during the inauguration of the movement's national executive and the commissioning of campaign vehicles in Abuja. Ababio said the movement should go beyond canvassing electoral support by listening to citizens, inspiring confidence, and strengthening Nigeria's democracy. He also urged members to prioritize national cohesion, stressing that politics should unite rather than divide Nigerians. Founder of the movement, Government Ebemupolo, popularly known as Tompolo, said the initiative was created to deepen grassroots mobilization and support the federal government's renewed hope agenda through community engagement. He expressed confidence that the Tinubu administration's economic reforms will yield them positive results, citing increased investment, capital market growth, and improved fiscal autonomy for states. The Senate on Thursday commenced legislative consideration of two executive bills transmitted by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu seeking to reform Nigeria's criminal justice system and strengthen the administration of public senior secondary education across the country. The first bill seeks to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2015, and replace it with the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2026, while the second proposes amendment to the National Secondary Education Commission Act. Reading the President's letters during plenary, Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the proposed ACJA 2026 is designed to modernize criminal justice administration within the Federal Capital Territory and other federal courts by addressing deficiencies identified in the implementation of the 2015 law.
The reasons for the repeal of the Extant Act and the re-enactment of the proposed Act of 2026 is to address certain legal, procedural, and institutional challenges that have been identified as hampering the effective administration of criminal justice in Nigeria under the Extant Act of 2015. The challenges include delays in criminal investigations and prosecution, inadequate deployment of technology in criminal proceedings, inefficient coordination among criminal justice institutions, ineffective case management mechanisms, and limitations in the monitoring and evaluation of compliance with the provisions of the Act.
Meanwhile, President Tinubu also transmitted the National Secondary Education Commission Amendment Bill 2026 to the Senate for consideration. Akpabio informed lawmakers that the Federal Executive Council approved the proposed amendment at its meeting of April 30, 2026, after which the Federal Ministry of Justice reviewed and finalized the draft to ensure compliance with constitutional and legislative drafting standards. He explained that the amendment bill is intended to strengthen the administration, governance, and oversight of public senior secondary education across the country as part of federal government's efforts to improve the quality of education.
The National Senior Secondary Education Commission Amendment Bill 2026. The purpose of the bill is to strengthen the administration and governance of public senior secondary education in Nigeria. The Federal Executive Council approved the amendment of the bill at its sitting on Thursday, 30 April 2026. The Federal Ministry of Justice subsequently vetted and finalized the bill in line with drafting standards and constitutional provisions. In consequence of the above, the desire of this administration to strengthening the educational institutions in the national interest, the National Secondary Education Commission Amendment Bill 2026 is forwarded to for legislative action.
The Senate President subsequently referred both bills to the Senate Committee on Rules and Business for legislative processing. The committee is expected to report back within 1 week on the National Secondary Education Commission Amendment Bill, while the proposed Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2026, is expected to be returned to the Senate within 4 weeks for further legislative consideration. The House of Representatives has rejected a proposal to suspend diplomatic ties with South Africa despite renewed outrage over killings and xenophobic attacks on Nigerians. Lawmakers instead opted for diplomatic and legal measures. The debate followed a motion by Honorable Yusuf Gaji, who raised concerns over attacks and alleged persecution of Nigerians in South Africa. He cited the killing of 2 Nigerians, including one in police custody, and urged the federal government to summon South Africa's envoy and demand an investigation.
In your opinion, as the supervising minister of all these commissions, do you prefer some over others? Do you have preference? Because if you are saying that you are deleting, there is deletion there are other commissions that had similar components that you are supervising. You in this context now is the minister, you are supervising. Now, if you are deleting these ones, are you deleting those other ones in that commission?
Honorable Billy Osaworo said past diplomatic efforts had failed and called for accountability while commending ongoing evacuation efforts.
The committee may also wish to note that both the NDDC and the South-South Development Commission possess substantially similar statutory mandates relating to infrastructure development, environmental remediation, economic empowerment, youth development, community development.
Lawmakers proposed tougher measures, including compensation and legal action, but rejected a motion to suspend diplomatic relations. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu said diplomacy remains the best approach, describing the attacks as unacceptable. The House adopted a motion urging legal redress and referring the matter to the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Beyond petroleum, the South-South possesses enormous potential in agriculture, agro-processing, fisheries, marine transportation, tourism, renewable energy, manufacturing, and solid minerals. These sectors are critical to Nigeria's economic diversification, food security, industrialization, job creation, and sustainable economic growth. Yet, despite these enormous contributions to the national economy, the region continues to face significant development challenges, including environmental degradation, coastal erosion, flooding, pollution, inadequate infrastructure, unemployment, poverty, and long-term effects of intensive resource extraction.
The House of Representatives has continued deliberations on a bill seeking to expand the funding base of the South-South Development Commission. The proposed amendments sparked debate after public hearing, with stakeholders expressing different views on a plan to require oil and gas companies to contribute 3% of their annual budgets to the Commission. Other public hearing organized by the House Committee on the South-South Development Commission, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas said the amendment will strengthen the Commission's financial framework and place it on the same footing as other regional development commissions. Committee Chairman Honorable Julius Pondi said the hearing was designed to provide stakeholders with the opportunity to contribute to the proposed legislation.
In your opinion, as the supervising minister of all these commissions, do you prefer some over others? Do you have preference? Because if you are saying that you are deleting, there is deletion there are other commissions that had similar components that you are supervising. You in this context now is the minister, you are supervising. Now, if you are deleting these ones, are you deleting those other ones in that commission?
One of the major issues raised during the hearing was a proposal to require oil and gas companies to contribute 3% of their annual budgets to the Commission. The Minister of State for Regional Development, Uba Megari Amadou, urged lawmakers to remove the provision, warning that it could discourage investment and increase the cost of doing business in the sector.
The committee may also wish to note that both the NDDC and the South-South Development Commission possess substantially similar statutory mandates relating to infrastructure development, environmental remediation, economic empowerment, youth development, community development.
Also speaking, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Usoro Ofiong Babio, said the South-South's economic potential extends far beyond oil production, urging greater attention to the region's vast opportunities in other sectors. The committee says all submissions from the public hearing will be reviewed before a report on the proposed amendment is presented to the House for further legislative consideration. Away from that, the federal government has scheduled the arrival of its fourth evacuation flight from South Africa as part of the ongoing effort to bring home Nigerians affected by the recent wave of xenophobic attacks and heightened security concerns. According to the ministry, the Air Peace operated flight is expected to arrive at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos at 7:30 p.m. The flight is carrying 284 passengers comprising 272 adults and 12 infants. 2 government officials rose on board to coordinate the evacuation exercise. The ministry said the latest flight is a fourth arranged under the federal government's evacuation program for Nigerians who voluntarily chose to return home from South Africa. The Federal Ministry of Education has inaugurated and inducted its Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit ACTU committee, reaffirming the federal government's commitment to transparency, accountability and ethical governance under the Renewed Hope agenda. In Abuja, the Permanent Secretary, Abel Olumuyiwa Eniton, described ACTU as a key mechanism for promoting due process, ethical conduct and compliance with public service regulations across the ministry and its agencies. Representing the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Olusegun Adigun, said the reconstituted committee would strengthen anti-corruption awareness, ethic promotion, corruption risk assessments, budget monitoring and compliance with public service rules. The ministry said the inauguration reflects its commitment to institutional integrity, transparency and the prudent management of public resources, while the newly inaugurated ACTU committee pledged to uphold accountability and support the delivery of quality education across the country. The Kaduna State Executive Council has approved the procurement of 120,000 bags of fertilizer for distribution to smallholder farmers and the construction of 11 township roads in Zaria and Sabongari local government areas. The approvals were among key decisions reached at the council meeting chaired by Governor Obasani. Briefing journalists after the meeting, the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Ahmed Miyaki, said the fertilizer intervention is aimed at strengthening food security and boosting agricultural productivity in line with the administration's Farmer First policy. Miyaki also announced the approval of the second phase of township road construction in Zaria and Sabongari, saying the project will improve connectivity, ease the movement of people and goods, and stimulate economic activities. The council further approved the Kaduna State's life skills policy, making the state the first in Nigeria to adopt the framework. In addition, the Executive Council approved the Kaduna State policy on gender in education to promote equitable access to quality education and eliminate gender-based barriers. The state government said the decision reflects its commitment to advancing agriculture, education and infrastructure as part of its broader development agenda. The Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, JABAR, has raised concerns over the growing threat of money laundering, terrorist financing, cybercrime and illicit financial flows across the ECOWAS region. Presenting his 2025 annual report in Dakar, Senegal, Java said member states are making steady progress in strengthening their anti-money laundering frameworks while calling for greater regional cooperation to tackle evolving financial crimes. Security correspondent Fumilola Ademi has the report.
Financial crimes such as money laundering, terrorism financing, corruption, cybercrime, and illicit financial flows continue to undermine economic growth, weakening governance and threatening peace and security across West Africa. As criminal networks increasingly exploit digital technology and crypto assets, authorities say strong regional cooperation is critical to combating these evolving threats. Acting Director General Jello Cheno, who represented the Director General, Mr. Edwin Harris, said the region continued to face more sophisticated money laundering threats driven largely by corruption. He adds that member states recorded steady progress in strengthening anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing framework through technical assistance, capacity building, national risk assessment, and support for financial intelligence units.
The security of our states is inextricably linked to their financial security. In the face of terrorism, transnational crime, illicit financial flows, cybercrime, and new forms of economic crime, our response must be collective, coordinated, and resolutely regional.
GABA declares that it will continue to support member states to disrupt terrorism financing network, strengthen legal framework, and improve regional cooperation in the fight against financial crimes.
As ambassadors, we remain fully committed to supporting these efforts, promoting cooperation between our states, and upholding the value on which our community is founded: solidarity, good governance, transparency, and regional integration.
The organization also reaffirmed the continued full membership of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, stressing that the fight against money laundering and terrorism financing must remain above political differences. As the tenure drew to a close, Director General Edwin Harris expressed confidence that GABA will continue to lead efforts to build a more transparent, resilient financial system and promote peace, security, and sustainable development across West Africa. Fumilola Ademi, Adbn News.
As Edo State intensifies efforts to combat kidnapping and other violent crimes, Governor Mande Bebolo is strengthening collaboration with traditional institutions, describing community-based intelligence as a critical tool in restoring peace and security. Speaking while receiving traditional rulers from Edo Central and Edo North Senatorial Districts at the Government House, Benin City, the governor said royal fathers remain indispensable partners in the fight against insecurity because of their close ties to the people and their understanding of activities within their communities. He noted that investigations into recent kidnapping cases revealed the involvement of local collaborators who were familiar with the movements and financial status of victims.
There are so many crises all over regarding insecurity. And the best person to help me fighting this insecurity are the kings, because you are the one that know your vicinity, and you also know those people that are living there and new people that are coming into those in your communities. If a kidnapper can enter a local government headquarters to pick somebody, I never see Fulani doing that. It's only our people. Many of the people that we have arrested that makes situation to calm down now are our own people. So I want to beg the traditional rulers. This is very, very important. If we must stop it, we have to work together. When you get back home, let your people know that it is dangerous
Responding on behalf of the visiting monarchs, the Ojuromi of Uromi, His Royal Majesty Anselm Edenogie II passed a vote of confidence in the governor, commending ongoing development projects across the state and assuring him of a continued cooperation of traditional rulers.
Center and Edo North of Edo State together passes this vote of confidence, Your Excellency and your leadership in Edo State. We are proud of you and the giant strides you are making in repositioning our state infrastructure as well as other important sectors in our state. Your Excellency, we wish to let you know that the Edo State Traditional Rulers Council is a constitutional body whose role as an advisory body to the government is sacrosanct.
The renewed partnerships, the governor believes, will strengthen grassroots intelligence, improve community security, and create a safer environment for development and investment across Edo State. Operatives of the Amasema Division of the Bayelsa State Police Command have arrested 2 suspects and recovered 2 locally made pistols and 2 rounds of 9mm live ammunition following a suspected cult-related clash in Amasoma, southern Ijuleku government area. Police said the operation followed the killing of Ebube Jonathan, a 200-level management science student of Niger Delta University, who was attacked along Kabaka Street in Amasoma on Tuesday. According to the police public relations officer, DSP Musa Mohammed, the victim was macheted, shot, and later confirmed dead by a medical doctor. A follow-up operation led to the arrest of Godwin Adobo, 24, a 300-level student of Fine and Applied Arts at Niger Delta University, and Tarilaefa Fasinga, 21. The suspects were allegedly mobilizing for a reprisal attack when they were apprehended, while officers recovered 2 locally made pistols and 2 rounds of live 9mm ammunition. The Commissioner of Police, Edebo Iyama, reaffirmed the command's commitment to tackling cultism and other violent crimes across Bayelsa State. He warned criminal elements to disease or face the full weight of the law and urged residents to provide timely information to aid ongoing investigations and crime-fighting efforts. You're watching Adbn News at 7. We'll be right back with more stories. Stay with us. Very glad to have you back on the news. President Bola Tinubu and Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu have called for stronger partnerships between government, civil society organizations and community groups to drive sustainable development in Nigeria. The call was made after the National Summit of Civil Society Organizations and community-based organizations held in Lagos. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, President Tinubu said The Nigeria First policy places the welfare of Nigerians at the center of government decisions while supporting inclusive and sustainable development. He said the federal government remains committed to working with civil society, but urged organizations to ensure national interest comes first when accepting foreign funding.
This summit aligns firmly with the goals and objectives of our renewed hope agenda and the 8 presidential priority areas of this administration. Our administration's priorities are clear and direct. Reform the economy for sustained inclusive growth, strengthen national security, boost agriculture to achieve food security, unlock energy and natural resources for sustainable development, enhance infrastructure and transportation, focus on education, health and social investment, accelerate diversification through industrialization and digitization.
Also speaking, Governor Sanwo-Olu described civil society as a key partner in democratic governance and called for advocacy that is factual, constructive, and patriotic. He said Lagos has strengthened citizen participation through open budget processes, town hall meetings, and consultations across major sectors.
Distinguished delegates, the challenges before our nation are well known. Issues of insecurity, economic hardship, youth unemployment, and the corrosive effect of misinformation and distrust. But so too are assets. We have assets of resilience, of a people that are enterprising, an extraordinary youthful population that is innovative, that is very sound and smart. We've got abundant national endowment and a democracy that for all its imperfection has endured and has matured for over a quarter of a century now. The question therefore for this summit that they must answer is the merchant of divisions to define who we are.
National convener of the summit, Kunle Yusuf, said the platform has 60,550 registered civil society organizations, community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, and non-government organizations across Nigeria, with more than 15,000 implementing programs aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. He also urged civil society groups to work together to tackle misinformation by ensuring only verified information is shared while promoting national unity, democratic values, and sustainable development.
The objective of this summit is to strengthen the multiple stakeholder collaboration for national development, promote inclusive government and civic participation, review progress on SDG, climate change, and climate financing, mobilize partnership, investment, and technical support for grassroots impact, facilitate policy dialogue and knowledge exchange, establish a framework for grant intervention and global partnership support system with data optimization. Over 50 years, the civil society is speaking with one voice for the first time. The theme of this civil society organization is to partner appropriately with renewable agenda and prioritize national interests above sectional or donor interest.
Elsewhere, Governor Hyacinth Ali of Benue State has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what he describes as the courage and political will to implement far-reaching economic reforms aimed at repositioning Nigeria's economy for long-term growth. He made the remarks on Wednesday at the State House Press Gallery during a press conference on the impact of the president's economic reforms on Benue State. Governor Ali said the Tinubu administration partnership with state governments has improved fiscal allocations, enabling Benue to strengthen its economy, execute key development projects, and meet critical obligations. He noted that the increased resources have been invested in infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture, rural development, and security. He added that the improved revenue has also helped the state address long-standing infrastructure deficit and revive industries, including food basket breweries Bensono Juice and Concentrate Factory, while work is ongoing to restore Taraco Mills Limited. On security, Governor Ali said additional resources have enabled Benue State to provide greater support to security agencies through improved logistics, mobility, and intelligence. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to transparency and prudent resource management, while urging residents to support efforts to build a safer and more prosperous state. Excitement and celebration filled the atmosphere at St. John Paul Montessori Nursery and Primary School on Thursday as the school held a send-off ceremony for its 2026 graduating pupils. Parents, teachers, and invited guests celebrated the pupils' successful completion of their primary education, applauding their academic achievements and personal growth. Adbn correspondent Emmanuel Silas tells us more.
The events featured cultural displays, choreography, musical performances, drama presentations, and awards to outstanding pupils, drawing cheers from the audience. The head of the primary section of the school, Mrs. Ijomabia, congratulated the graduating pupils and urged them to uphold the values of excellence, integrity, and respect as they advance to secondary school.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for continuously making sure that these children are well taken care of, giving them the best facility, giving them the best education they can ever find around in this part of the world. And for the parents of the graduating pupils, we want to say a big thank you for bringing these ones to us. Without you, they won't be here. To the pupils, all I can say is be the best you can be. This is just a stepping point for you.
In her valedictory speech, a graduate, Ms. Edwina Timiebere, appreciated the management, teachers, and parents for their mentorship and pledged to be a good ambassador for the school.
Begin this exciting new chapter. May we continue to learn, to grow, to believe in ourselves, and to continue to make our parents, teachers, and our school proud. Above all, may we always honor the Almighty God in all things.
Some parents expressed appreciation to the school for its commitment to quality education, discipline, and character formation.
So the people are so happy, even the parents, and then it also encourages parents also to make sure they are first teachers at any point in time before the teachers in school.
I give God the glory. You know how it is from preschool to primary. It's not been easy. All the early mornings and all that. So we give God the glory. And I congratulate all the graduates today. And I thank the school management.
Others described the institution as a strong partner in raising responsible and confident children.
Today indeed I'm very delighted. Delighted in the sense that this very cradle of education for our kids, because incidentally my first child, my daughter who is doing her 4th year in medicine today, passed through this same school. I'm grateful to the proprietress of this great college for bringing such a qualitative institution like this to Akwa Ibom State.
The celebration ended with cutting of cake, photo sessions, and best wishes for the graduating class as they prepared for the next phase of their educational journey. Emmanuel Silas, Adbn News.
A 1-year-old girl has died after flood waters triggered by a heavy downpour swept into her family's apartment in Calabar, Cross River State. The rain, which began around 2 a.m. on Thursday, submerged homes along Main Avenue off Artu Street in Calabar South local government area, leaving many residents counting their losses. Residents say the child and her parents were asleep when flood waters entered their home and submerged the room before they could escape. An eyewitness, Victoria Otu, said water had risen to neck level by the time the parents realized the danger, making it impossible to rescue the child. She had added she also lost important documents, clothing, and other household items in the flood. Another resident, Emmanuel F. Young, said he lost more than 2,000 empty crates, describing the incident as a major setback to his business. Several other residents reported losing certificates, textbooks, food items, and other valuables as floodwaters swept through the community. The flooding also damaged roads, drainage channels, and residential structures, leaving deep cracks and unsafe road surfaces in parts of the area. Residents have appealed to the Cross River State Government and the Calabar South Local Government Council to urgently rehabilitate damaged infrastructure and improve drainage systems to prevent future tragedies. For many families in Akwa Ibom State, what should have been an ordinary rainfall became a life-changing tragedy. Homes were submerged by flood, livelihoods washed away, and years of hard work lost within hours. As residents begin picking up the pieces, many are asking a difficult question: could this disaster have been prevented? Our correspondent Rebecca Edet reports.
What started as a downpour quickly turned into scenes of despair across several communities in Akwa Ibom State. From a back road to Nkemba, Iboko Fort, Ukana Fort, Mwaniba, Ikamban Sukara, Nsukara Fort, Idoro Road by Nui Koritam, Shelter Extension, Kalabaitu Road and Ikorekpene Road. Flood waters submerged homes, cut off access routes and left many residents stranded. For countless families, the flood did not just damage property, it swept away cherished possessions, sources of income and a sense of security built over many years. In Nkemba, the human cost of the disaster is especially heartbreaking, as families struggle to come to terms with losses they say could take years to recover from.
Everybody living downstairs is being affected. These are documents, school documents, landed properties documents. We have other vital equipment. Nobody has taken out any single thing. And this is the second time we are experiencing this. About 2 years ago, this happened and nothing was being done. We struggled on our own to start up all over. And we are experiencing this again today. It has killed someone in the neighboring compound. He almost did the same here, if not for quick rescue, to an elderly woman, which is unconscious right now. So please, we need help. Last time we did this, nothing came out of it.
Our house, about 150 beds, 150 beds that I know are dead.
Affected residents blame the worsening floods on drainage channels clogged with refuse and silt, alleging that despite repeated appeals over the past 2 years, little has been done to clear the blocked waterways. They argue that while the rains may be beyond human control, keeping drainage channels functional is a responsibility that should not be neglected.
Everywhere is flooded whenever it rains like this. I live very close here. That's the compound I'm living. I had to carry my 2 children up because water was above my knees. This has been going on for years. We have been calling radio stations, calling on the government to come and rescue us. Nobody agrees to come. And now we cannot enjoy it anymore. It's killing our livestock, killing our mothers and parents.
We are dying. Let government come and rescue us.
Residents are now calling on the Akwa Ibom State government and the Ministry of Environment, as well as the Akwa Ibom State Environmental Protection and Waste Management Agency, to urgently clear blocked drains, remove accumulated waste, and implement sustainable flood control measures to prevent communities from experiencing the same tragedy each rainy season. For them, emergency relief is important, but lasting solutions are even more critical.
I've lost 7 of them with my cow. Even my motor had been soaked with water. I don't remove anything in my house. If I'm sober enough to get this in, 9 of them, the 9 of them have died, and my pup have died. That means I'm nothing. So for now, what I need the government to do, they should come to our back roads and meet the people that have this problem and open these gutters at least.
The appeal comes as the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, recently listed Akwabam among 27 states at risk of flash flooding. The agency warned that continuous rainfall has left the ground heavily saturated, increasing the risk of flooding, particularly in low-lying communities and areas with inadequate drainage. NIMET also urged residents to keep drainage channels free of refuse, monitor weather forecasts, and avoid walking or driving through flood waters. As another spell of rain looms, many families remain anxious, not knowing whether the next downpour will force them to start all over again. For those who have lost homes, livestock, businesses, and treasured belongings, this is more than a weather event. It is a painful reminder that while nature may bring the rain, human actions and inaction can determine how devastating its consequences become. Reporting from Akwa State, Rebecca Edet, Adbn News.
In reaction, the Akwa State government has directed the Ministry of Environment and the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, to investigate the flooding that affected major streets in Uyo on Thursday morning. The Deputy Governor of Akwa State, Senator Ekon Eyakenyi, said this on Thursday during an empowerment program in Abak. According to the Deputy Governor, Governor Moeno directed relevant agencies to assess the affected areas and submit a comprehensive report. Senator Eyakenyi highlighted the silting of drainage channels and the demolition of a few structures obstructing waterways to safeguard lives and property across the state.
The governor of Akwa Ibom State, whose concern for the citizens is number one, made calls and directed immediately that we should move out to identify the areas affected and get a quick intervention procedure for the flood, the water to be drained out. And that was done as soon as we woke up this morning.
The Deputy Governor also urged residents to stop dumping refuse into drainage channels, warning that such practices contribute significantly to flooding, which could lead to the destruction of homes and farmlands.
We want to appeal that blockages is caused by human beings. The refuse that we dump in front or inside the culverts will block the free flow of water, hence the flooding. Some people will go ahead and build structures on drainage lines so that when that movement starts, we will all understand that all this will be done to ensure the safety of the people of Akwa Ibom State.
In other news, the rent crisis across Nigeria is drawing attention from several quarters, with stakeholders blaming the situation and economic realities, rental facility features, as well as the insatiable greed of some landlords. Adbn correspondent Precious Ukeje has the report.
Housing remains a basic need, yet across Nigeria, the hike in house rents continue almost unabated. Some people believe that this development is a reflection of the present economic realities in the country, even as the Consumer Price Index reports of the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that accommodation costs became progressively expensive nationally. In Akwa Ibom State, a sentiment analysis of conversations, listings, and market data showed a 50% negative sentiment about rent pressure, landlord and agent pricing, and only 5% positive sentiment about the availability of cheaper housing in some areas. Stakeholders, including the chairman, Nigeria Institute of Estate Valuers and Surveyors in Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Kufrel Fort, a landlord, Na Gideon, and others, cried the development and blamed it on tightening economic realities, among other things.
Astronomically high. This is not surprising because the direct response to the rural-urban drift we are experiencing in this state.
Where I'm staying, basically, I was not up to a year. Then my landlord woke up one morning telling me that he's going to increase my house rent.
Hardship has struck on most of the landlords, and they think maybe because they can use as a source of money, they are taking advantage of their houses.
You have to increase rent following the economics ups and downs. Without that, you can't meet up.
Similarly, while Pastor Ford debunked the alleged involvement of estate valuers in the rent crisis, he and other citizens advanced solutions.
The first step towards reversing the trend is in ensuring, this is about government now, it's in ensuring that the prices of building materials comes down. Buying cement as of today is between 12 and 13,000. That is not sustainable. That's not affordable. There is no way the common man, a civil servant that earns below 100,000 or about 100,000 a month, can afford to pay a decent accommodation.
The leaders of this nation has to do something about, one, importation. Two, when we talk of Nigeria being a state of consuming, not producing. At least if by the time the nation is producing, house should be more affordable to everybody.
I think it is government to come in, maybe talk to the landlord or anyhow, if they the same way landlords took people, tenants to court, they should also call them to order because it's too much.
In addition to this, while there are varied opinions about whether the property market should be regulated or not, the intervention of government in the building materials sector is expected to moderate rent amid available and affordable housing. Precious Ukeje, Adbn News.
Director General of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Engineer Abisoye Kuka Odusote, has restated the Commission's commitment to support the federal government's social intervention and humanitarian program. She made the remark during a working visit to the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, stating that the collaboration aims to leverage secure biometric data to reduce leakages and guarantee that government assistance reaches the intended beneficiaries. In his welcome address, Minister of Human
2027 was repealed and reenacted, and now we have a brand new act that gives us those provisions that will allow us to drive the identity reforms that the federal government wants to really see.
In his welcome address, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs Dr. Bernard Doro congratulated NIMC on the signing of the landmark legislation, noting that the new act would improve efficiency of humanitarian interventions, authenticate the National Social Register, and effectively verify beneficiaries.
But there's one thing for a law to be passed and assented to by the president. There's another thing altogether for it to be implemented, right? For people to know about that law. For people, so for me, I think that this would seem to be a novelty, where an agency, has a law that is enacted and it runs with that law and tries to make sure that first there is awareness about the existence of that law.
Standing collaboration between NIMC and the ministry tasked with coordinating national emergency responses, disaster management and social inclusion programs with increasing demand for a verifiable database. Stay with us. Business, foreign and entertainment and sports news are coming up after the short break. Welcome back, and now we take you to business news, where trading on the Nigerian exchange closed higher, extended the market's bullish momentum. The all-share index rose by 0.26% to close at 243,718.94 from 243,133.63 in the previous session. The year-to-date return climbed to 52.99%, while the month-to-date and week-to-date gains stood at 5.58% and 5.66% respectively. Market capitalization increased to 155.586 trillion naira. Investors traded 1.481 billion shares in 34,747 deals, valued at 97.244 billion naira. On the gainers chart, international breweries led with a 10% gain to close at 12.10 naira. Nationwide Express followed, rising 9.76% to 2.26, while Honeywell Flour Mills advanced 9.68% to 17 naira. On the losers table, Giregu Power shed 10% to close at 825.07 naira. Thomas White Nigeria also declined 10% to 2.70 naira, while FTN Cocoa Processors lost 9.98% to close at 8.50 naira. And now to the foreign scene. More than 1,000 protesters marched through Houston, Texas on Tuesday, demanding an independent investigation into the fatal shooting of a Mexican national by an officer with the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE. The protest followed the death of 52-year-old Lorenzo Salgado Arauco, who was shot while driving to work. Salgado, who had lived in the United States for decades as an undocumented immigrant, had no criminal convictions, according to his family and a Texas congresswoman, as reported by the BBC's reporting partner, CBS News. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security, however, said the officer acted in self-defense after Salgado allegedly ignored commands and attempted to ram a federal officer with his vehicle. Authorities have not released body camera footage, surveillance video, or images showing the shooting or damage to the vehicles involved. The demonstration began with a few hundred people gathering near the site of the shooting in Houston, predominantly Hispanic East, end before growing to more than 1,000 participants. Protesters marched through nearby streets calling for greater transparency and accountability as tensions continue to rise over immigration enforcement operations in the United States. On entertainment, American rapper Adbn and Super Eagles goalkeeper Maduka Okoye have sparked reactions online after making a stylish appearance together at the Paris Fashion Week. The pair attended the Jean-Paul Gaultier for Winter 2026 Haute Couture show, where Okoye was seen escorting Adbn to a seat before they sat together for the runway presentation. They were also spotted at the Mexico presentation during the fashion event, with videos of the duo quickly going viral across social media platforms. The appearance has generated widespread reactions online, with many fans praising their fashion choices, while others speculated about the nature of their relationship. In sport, Morocco will be without star forward Ismail Sabari for Thursday's 2026 FIFA World Cup quarterfinal against France. Sabari was forced off after just 22 minutes of Morocco's 3-0 round of 16 victory over Canada on Saturday after suffering a hamstring injury. The 25-year-old has undergone medical assessment over the past few days, with tests confirming he will miss the last 8 encounters. Sabari has been one of Morocco's standout performers at the tournament, scoring against Brazil, Scotland and Haiti during the group stage before converting the decisive penalty in the round of 32 shootout victory over the Netherlands. Earlier this month, Sabari completed a reported €50 million move to Bayern Munich, becoming the second most expensive Moroccan footballer in history behind Achraf Hakimi. With that, we end the news tonight. Remember to watch us live on DSTV channel 258, on Star Time channel 140, Evo TV app, Limex World TV app and Niger TV app. For more stories, visit our website at www.adbntv.com. You can also watch us live from every part of the world by logging on to www.adbntv.com/live. I am Princess.